Here we go. Last year's coins. Last year's coins. Some of these are gems too. See all the zinc pennies? See all those zinc pennies? You gotta dig them up, right? There's a reason why I dig up all these zinc pennies, and I'll show you in a minute here. Is it worth digging those zinc pennies up? Definitely, for sure. If you are notching zinc pennies out, you're in trouble, right? That's just from 1 year, right? I have a lot more to go through from last year, but that's just a few coins, right? Jim and I hunt almost all day, every day. Not every day, all day, but most days we hunt for at least 6 hours. In the summertime, we hunt for 14 hours all day long, from sunlight to sundown, right? And I'll show you this. There's the equinox right here. Will all those zinc pennies and all those quarters and dimes and nickels pay for a detector? It could. Will it pay for the maintenance of this machine? It might. In 1 year. If all it takes is just a few gold rings, right? Digging up those zinc pennies, digging up those zinc pennies, digging up all those coins, right? I don't only coin hunt, I jewelry hunt. And what I'm after is the gold rings and the jewelry, right? Those zinc pennies are just a gimme, right? You want to clear the ground out, because those zinc pennies are masking targets deeper in the ground. Those bottle caps are masking targets deeper in the ground. That foil, can slaw, all that junk is masking targets deeper in the ground, right? And when I'm digging out those zinc pennies, I'm getting jewelry. So I'm in Park 2, right? My gain doesn't matter. But I will show you, if you notch out zinc pennies, you are in trouble, because it's a very unstable operation when you notch. When you discriminate, it's not so bad, because at the lower end of the conductivity scale here, you're not going to get a lot of broken tones. If you start notching targets out, you will miss a lot of targets, or it'll take you a long time to pinpoint those targets. What I want to do is, when I'm going out in parks or fields or schools or curb strips, I want to dig everything out, right? Not everything. I want to save some stuff for later on so I don't tear the ground up too much. But if you're spending 20 or 30 seconds on a target that's a broken tone, a really broken tone, and you're notched out, you're going to come to that broken tone again. Eventually you're going to come to that broken tone, and you're going to skip it up again. So you just wasted another 30 seconds of your life. Another 30 seconds because you are notched, right? So I have pennies notched out here. 19, 20, and 21. I'll show you right here, right? $19, $20, $21 is notched out, right? And I got over 100 rings last year. Many, many gold rings, right? This is some jewelry right here, right? This is some jewelry, some rings. A ring is a ring. In my eyes, a ring is a ring. It doesn't matter if it's gold, the junker, silver, it doesn't matter. Right? This penny right here. I'm still getting a little bit of clipping on it, right? And I have it notched out, right? It's at 22, right? It's kind of reading 22, A lot of pennies read up different, right? That one's notched out. Just sweep some pennies over it, some zinc pennies. That one's notched out, right? And it matters if you're over soil too, hot soil, right? That one's notched out, right? See, I'm still getting a broken tone on it, right? When you're swinging and you get that target tone, you're going to investigate that. You're going to try to wiggle something out of there, and you're wasting your time if you're notching. If you're notching those pennies out, I would rather hear them and just skip them up. But I don't skip them up because jewelry right here, right? The only thing that I'm notched out here is zinc pennies. If you try to notch out pull tabs, because I know there's a lot of pull tabs read up the same as gold rings. If you're notching out pull tabs, thank you very much for all those gold rings that I'm going to be hitting on, because I always have, I never notch on any machine. The only time how I do it is I discriminate, or what's even better is if you can tone break and force those lower foil tones down in the iron range, right? This is a ring right here, right? Right? I'm getting a broken tone on it, right? Just like the penny, right? Oh, put the iron on, listen to it. Right? Reach 20, 21, right? There's a ring. Here's another ring right here. Right? Silent, man. Turn the iron on. Right? This is only a few of the rings that are notched out in the penny range, right? I have lots, hundreds and hundreds of rings that read up just like a zinc penny, right? On all machines. This is the same with on all machines. Here's an old ring, an older ring right here. Notched out, right? Reads up 18. It's a broken tone, right? So on this ring right here, or on a penny, you're gonna be rotating and rotating, and it's a broken tone, and you're spending a lot of time, and you're not gonna dig that target up because it's a broken tone, right? Here's another ring right here, a very old ring I found in a part with my DS1 HF coil. Right there. And these are rings just from this year, right? Just a few rings, right? It's broken. It's a broken tone, right? Oh, come off there. Another ring right here. Right? I'm hitting on a little bit, but it's a broken tone. Get a penny right here. See? Sounds just like a penny, right? Zinc penny right here. See? Broken tone. So we are inclined to dig out those solid tones, right? Right? Ring right there. Very old ring. Right? Here's another ring right here. A mood ring. Right? Broken tone. If you're sweeping over that, you're gonna totally skip it up. Here's a really old ring right here. Right, broken tone. Right, very old ring. Another ring right here. I'm just notched pennies out, right? And it's notching jewelry out, right? I have a few bracelets too that it's notched out, but I don't have enough time to show you guys all the bracelets, right? And the other rings that I have, right? Right. Another ring, very old ring. I found this one up in a relic dump right here, right? If you're notching out zinc pennies, you are in trouble. There's another ring with a big old honking gemstone on it. See? It's not hitting it. I'll unnotch that out. I'll put the iron on. Right? I'll notch it back out. Just swing some more rings here. Small ring. And this is not taking account on rings on edge. Those silver rings on edge, if it's on an edge, you are not going to hit that if you have it notched out, because it's going to be very difficult to pinpoint, right? Another ring with a large gemstone on it. Right? Broken tone. You'll skip that completely up, right? Another ring here. It's hitting on that one a little bit good, but right. Not a very good tone. I'll put the iron on here. Listen to it. Right. Here's that silver turtle earring that I found with my simplex right near the surface, right? It's notched out. Right. I'll notch that in here. Nice and clean tone, right? Another ring right here, silver ring. I'm gonna notch it. not hitting it that great, right? It's hitting it. It's hitting it a little bit. Small silver ring. Here's another very, very old ring here. Notched out, right? Because you're skipping the zinc pennies up, right? Here's a very old ring with the gemstone. The gemstone fell off it. I have it upstairs. Right? Notched out. Another ring right here, a flower ring. Is this one silver? No, it's not silver. Right? Notched out. I'll put it in, notch it in, notch it out. Another small silver ring right here. This is that one that has the fire opal in it. Right? Notched out. Right? Really beautiful fire opal inside that silver ring. Another ring right here. This is a really old one too. Right? Notched out. Another ring right here. Small ring. Notched out. Another piece of small jewelry right here. Right. We're inclined to dig those good sounding targets. When you notch, you are in trouble. Another small silver ring right here. I'm hitting it one way, right? Right. Small silver ring, missed it. Very old ring right here. Very, very old ring. Right. Silent, right? I'll notch it in. Show you. Notch it out or notch it in. See? You're missing a lot of jewelry if you are notching. And you're spending a lot of time rotating on targets that you are not going to dig out. And the more times you go over that target when you're notched out, you're just wasting your time, man. If you want to skip up zinc pennies, just don't dig them up. Because when you notch, you're going to be skipping a lot of jewelry up, right? Jewelry is going to be a lot of times an iffy tone, especially if they're on their edge or if they're misshaped jewelry. And you want that open. You want that range open. If you want to skip up zinc pennies, just don't dig them up, right? You want to be able to hear those zinc pennies. You know, that's why I skip up a lot of targets, because they just don't sound that great. If I were to notch out foil, I wouldn't be getting too much small gold jewelry, right? Gold jewelry sounds a little bit better than foil. But if you have any notching within that foil range, you're in big trouble, right? You won't get very many necklaces. You won't get very many bracelets. Probably no bracelets, right? Because bracelets are just hard to find anyway. But that's just a few coins, few of the coins that Jim and I dug up. Jim get probably less than half that is Jim's, but I have a lot more coins in the back of my truck and in some bins that I have not gone through yet. You know, when you dig every day, you get a lot of junk and it's hard to sort through it. So, and Jim has more coins at his house too from last year. That's just 1 year, right? Is it going to pay for a detector? Is it worth digging up the zinc pennies? I think it is, because you're skipping a lot of jewelry if you're not digging up those zinc pennies, right? And you're clearing out the ground, and you're not wasting your time on targets that you're not going to dig out for a while. Once you get some experience, you're going to stop that notching bullshit, right? You're going to stop that notching, and you're going to open that range up so you can hear that stuff in the ground, because you want to get it out of the ground so you can get deeper, right? A lot of places that have a lot of coins have a lot of jewelry. If they have a lot of pull tabs, bottle caps, and zinc pennies, those are the spots that you want to clear out, right? Come back every month or so and just dig out all the trash and get deeper in that spot, because that's where the old jewelry is at. That's where the silver's at. That's where the old coins are at. And if you're skipping up those zinc pennies, those more experienced guys are going to come right behind you and dig out jewelry, right? I've seen it many times in the past. I've been hunting for a long time, and I used to notch, or I used to skip up the zinc pennies until I started getting a lot more jewelry, right? This is just a few rings that read up like this. I don't want to draw this video out for too long, But there's bracelets, necklaces, lots and lots and lots of rings in the ground that sound just like zinc pennies. Don't notch, dig it all out, take your trash with you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.